Hello, this is Nate. This is the台本なし英会話 lesson podcast, and this is going to be an English-only episode. All right, guys, as usual, please follow us on social media. That means Twitter. That's the hashtag 台本なし英会話 lesson. Thank you, everyone, for commenting. The last topic was about New Year's, so I'm really excited to hear more and more of your guys' New Year's resolutions. Also, that means follow us on the Facebook for 台本なし英会話 lesson, and I try to post there when we have a new episode or something like that. Also, you can follow Sota and I on our kind of our own social media, so that means it's Instagram and YouTube also. Sota's doing lots of YouTube this year. He's excited about it. Also, I'm going to start getting into YouTube as well. So that's something to check. So if you have a YouTube account, go follow Sota on YouTube. I think it's英語のそーた on YouTube. And there's a cool video we did. I hope everyone already watched it, where we talk about New Year's and talking about phrases to use for the new year. All right, guys, that's the introduction for today. Let's get into the topic. Okay, so what's the topic for today? It is avoiding getting sick. Okay, avoid. How do you spell that? It's A-V-O-I-D, avoid. That means you try to not do something. You try to stop something. So, for example, if you don't like someone, you try to avoid them. You try to not meet them. You try to not see them. In this case, it's avoiding getting sick. So that means trying to not get sick, trying to, escape or trying to block the sickness from getting to you. So that would mean staying healthy, basically. Why am I talking about this topic today? Well, all of you probably know I got sick, man. I got really sick a couple weeks ago. Before I went to Hawaii, I was a little sick and I got over it. But after I came back, sorry. Thought I was going to cough again and make it sound like I was sick again, but I didn't cough, so it was okay. Okay, let's get back to it. When I came back from Hawaii, I got sick again, and this time it was a little bit worse. I even lost my voice, as you guys know. Man, that sucked. That was really bad. So yeah, I couldn't talk for a couple days because I was just so stuffed up, and my voice just kind of disappeared for a couple of days. So I was trying to get better, and eventually I did. I took a lot of vitamins and drank a lot of hot tea and everything. So in the end, I was able to recover. But that's why I chose this topic today. So basically, what do you do to avoid getting sick? Let's start with some kind of general ways that American people think, is a good way to, not get sick. Number one, the flu shot, right? You want to get the flu shot. What does it mean? Shot, like, oh, I got shot. No. Getting a flu shot means you get the injection, so the needle goes into your skin, and you get the shot to help you to avoid getting the flu. So the flu, that's F-L-U. It's the very serious sickness, and Japanese people usually think about it like influenza, right? In America, we just say the flu, so get the flu. So lots of people, to avoid getting the flu, they get a flu shot. Nate, how about you? Have you ever gotten a flu shot? Nope, never. Well, as far as I can remember. That's a good phrase for you guys to use, as far as I can remember. I'm not sure. But, I am sure. Sorry about that. As far as I can remember, it means from my memory, I can't remember getting a flu shot. Maybe I did, but I forget it. I forget doing it. In Japan, I've never had a flu shot. And I've heard some stories about people that got a flu shot and then they got a little bit sick. So I was always a little bit afraid of getting a flu shot. Anyways, I don't know so much about it. I'm not a doctor, but what do you guys think? Do you usually get flu shots to avoid catching the flu? And has it worked for you? You know what? I got the flu once actually in Japan. It was when I had first come to Japan. No. It was the second year I was in Japan. I came down with the flu. And truthfully, I think it was my own fault. I was staying up late, going out drinking, and, I had it coming. It was kind of my fault. Anyways, I got the flu. I hadn't gotten the flu shot. And yeah, I was super sick for a couple days. I got really high fever. So I did not do a good job of avoiding catching the flu. I messed that one up. Anyways, so one way, I guess, American people do it, Japanese people do it too, is getting a flu shot. Okay, what else do you do to avoid getting sick? Well, as I said, I wanted to go over a couple general ones. Washing your hands, right? Similar kind of thing is using hand sanitizer or some kind of like alcohol to clean your hands. What do you guys think? Is that popular in Japan as well? I know some people in America who wash their hands all the time. They wash their hands too much. And I know some people who use hand sanitizer way too much. So they carry the kind of bottle of hand sanitizer. Sanitizer might be a difficult word. S-A-N-I-T-Z. No. S-A-N-I-T-Z-E-R. Sanitizer. It means cleaner, right? So hand cleaner, hand sanitizer. So yeah, it's kind of like the alcohol gel that you put on your hands. Some people use that a lot. I had a couple friends who carried it around with them and used it every time they got their hands even a little bit dirty. But I guess it's a good way to avoid getting sick because it kills the kind of bacteria and stuff. But some people think it's not good because it makes the bacteria stronger. The bacteria that can survive get stronger and, I don't know. There's a whole different thing. Again, I'm not a doctor. I don't know exactly what's the best way to do it. But I know in Japan, you use the alcohol spray a lot. Like when you go into the supermarket, you can see the bottle and you press down and it squirts out the alcohol and you put it on your hands. Do you guys use that? I don't know if I use it a lot. Sometimes I use it. Today, I think I used it once, actually. So maybe I'm afraid of getting sick now. So I'm really trying to avoid getting sick again. So I use that spray a little bit more than I usually do. So I'm really trying to avoid getting sick. So those are a couple kind of general ways to avoid getting sick. Another one, is to stay away from sick people. Don't get close to sick people, right? In America, that's pretty easy because, I don't know. It was easy in my hometown because everyone, if they're sick, usually they stay home or they're driving to the store and getting some medicine and then going home. You don't really interact with sick people unless it's like a family member. And then you're in trouble. Yeah, so if your family member is sick, if your mom, dad, wife, daughter, whatever, if they are sick, yes, you can easily catch some kind of cold or something from them. But in general, in America, I don't think it's as much of a problem as in Japan. At least when I'm in Japan, I always feel like there are sick people around me, coughing and sneezing, and it happens in America too. But in Japan, I feel like, especially taking the train, being in really tight spaces, like walking in a tight hallway, or being in the train or the subway, those are the worst. So you can't really avoid, being around sick people because some people, they go to work when they're sick in Japan. That's just, that's a cultural thing. In America too, I'm sure people try to work when they're sick, but I would say in general, most people stay home if they have a cold or if they're too sick to work. Anyways, avoid people who are sick. So I think in Japan, the way you do that is you wear a mask, right? So it covers up your face. So that kind of creates a barrier between you and the sick person. How about, let's move on to me. So how do I avoid getting sick? As I told you, I don't get a flu shot. I do wash my hands a lot. This is one thing I don't know. I want to discuss this with Japanese people more. Being in Japan, I notice sometimes the bathrooms don't have soap, at least the older ones. And I notice people sometimes use the kind of like a little faucet. Faucet is F-A-U-C-E-T. The faucet that's attached to the bathroom. And they wash their hands with just water. I've heard that, okay, if you compare not washing your hands at all versus washing your hands with just water, washing your hands with just water should be better, right? So I've heard that reason for doing that. But I notice sometimes when you go to the bathroom in Japan, there's no soap. So I get kind of angry. I really want to wash my hands and, avoid having bacteria and dirty hands because I don't want to get sick. So yeah, I guess sometimes in Japan, you have to you have to find a nice new bathroom that has soap where you can wash your hands. Recently, I think most of the subways and the train stations and, the department stores, supermarkets, I think they all have soap now, actually. I think that's a kind of thing in the past. So that's cool because I love washing my hands. I wash my hands how many times? Probably 10 times a day. Is that a lot? How often do you guys wash your hands? I think I wash my hands too much probably. Sometimes when I'm cooking, I'll wash my hands like 3 or 4 times in one cooking session. So I will put some meat in the pan and then I'll wash my hands. And then I'll cut some vegetables and I'll wash my hands. Is that crazy? Yeah, I think I might be crazy. So I definitely do that. I do use the hand sanitizer, the alcohol spray sometimes in front of the supermarket or at the supermarket or something like that. Avoiding people who are sick. Well, I don't wear masks in Japan, especially when I'm on the train or the subway. What I do is if I hear someone coughing or sneezing nearby me, I try to escape. I try to run away. No, I don't run away. I try to move a little bit away from them, or I try to cover my face with my jacket or something. It's tough, but you have to survive somehow. Besides doing these really, simple things, I take kind of like vitamin herbal supplement, and the name is Wellness Formula. I've taken this kind of supplement for years and years and years. My mom, she recommended this for me. Basically, it has lots of vitamins, but it also has some similar to like Chinese medicines. I think, for example, like garlic, right? People say garlic is good to keep you healthy. So this supplement, it's a pill. It's like a pill. And then you take it with water. It does have some kind of garlic extract or something inside of it, plus probably 20 or 30 or 40 other herbs and lots of vitamins, especially vitamin C. So it has a lot of vitamin C. So I take those pills if I'm feeling sick, or if I feel like other people around me are sick. I'll take 1 or 2 of those each day to avoid getting sick. Yeah, besides that, sleep. Yeah, I mean, it's tough sometimes. You can't get enough sleep, but sleep really can help you avoid getting sick. This is was probably my problem. A couple weeks ago, I was not sleeping enough. I was staying up late, maybe until 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and then your body just kind of gets weaker. It's not as strong if you're staying up late. So if you go to sleep a little bit earlier and then you sleep a little bit longer and you wake up and you feel fresh, I think that really helps to avoid getting sick. So if I'm feeling a little bit sick, I'll try to sleep in a lot. So I'll try to sleep in like 8 hours or maybe even 9 hours. Wow, that was really fun to talk about avoiding getting sick. This is a topic that I'm really interested in because as a kid, I always got sick. And recently, I've been getting sick less and less and less. So there are so many ways to avoid getting sick. I could just talk about the general ones today and a couple of my own things. How about you guys? What do you do to avoid getting sick? Let me know on Facebook or on Twitter. You can use the hashtag台本なし英会話レッスン. All right, guys, that is the episode for today. Thank you so much for listening. Sota and I are really excited about having a good 2018, and we're really going to try hard to provide lots of interesting podcasts for you this year. And also, we're going to do videos. Sota's doing his own videos. Hopefully I can help with him a little bit. So on his channel, so Eigo no Sota, check out that YouTube. And of course, follow us on Instagram. I'm Nate Sensei, he's Eigo no Sota. And also on Twitter. We both have our own Twitter accounts. All right, guys, thanks so much for listening. That was really fun to talk about. I'd like to hear your feedback or your comments about this topic, avoiding getting sick. And that's it. Thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.